Hey guys, it's Max from MaxTech. Today we are getting our first hands-on impression with the Google Pixel 4. Of course, this phone has been leaked like crazy. Google announced it already. I think this is the case. But we just got it in thanks to Google, part of the Pixel program. So thank you guys for sending that out. Of course, we're gonna be doing our standard comparisons. We're gonna have a great photo comparison, maybe some astrophotography stuff. So you guys definitely don't wanna miss out on those. But for now, we can only do hands-on unboxing impressions. So let's do it. Now I didn't know which color we're gonna get. So it looks like we got the white one, I think. Let's pull this out and I'll just give you guys kind of an impression using this phone and how it feels like in the hand. All those kind of things that you can't really get from the spec sheet because obviously you guys already know all of the specs. So first impressions, it feels kind of slim, but I don't know, let's see. Let's get this one out. This is my 11 Pro Max. And yeah, you guys might be able to tell that the Pixel 4 is slightly slimmer on the sides than my 11 Pro Max. Now, the other thing that I'm noticing is that this little plastic little insert between the glass and the display, it's not as smooth as it is on the iPhone. The iPhone is almost seamless, you don't notice it. Here it sticks out, kind of like I had an iPhone 6 where I put in an aftermarket display and it didn't sit flush. So that's instantly noticeable. It's also slightly taller than my 11 Pro Max. That's interesting, not by much, but you do notice it. Now on the back, the finish is much smoother. So even though this is a matte finish, it is almost like it's glossy, just slightly matte. Compared to this thing, it's a very, I don't know how to describe it, sandy feeling. It feels a lot more like satin compared to the matte glass back of the iPhone. Now, another interesting thing that I wasn't expecting is how grippy these sides are. So we have this matte black frame, aluminum frame, but I expect it to be very slippery like the iPhone ones, but it's almost like it has a little bit of a texture and it feels quite nice. I would have to say that this phone feels nicer in the hand and I have a little more confidence holding it compared to holding my iPhone 11 Pro Max. Now I have this set up here for face unlock, and a lot of the things that Google is doing here just reminds me of what Apple is doing. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but it is what it is. So I absolutely love face unlock. Okay, it's actually telling me where to go. All right, well, this is more difficult than on the iPhone. Hold the phone steady, rotate your head, go slow. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. I guess it was working. That's it? Not a second time like the iPhones do? Interesting. All right, let's continue. Of course, we have the navigation that is similar to the iPhone now with the latest version of Android, which I do like. So we have the face unlock, just like on the iPhones. I love that. We have the navigation, swipe up, go side to side. I love that. Let's flip it around and take a look at our cameras over here. So as you guys can tell, this looks very similar to the renders of the iPhone before they did the all glass back. I think the fact that they added the dark frame, the black frame on the sides, makes this complete back camera array look much better than if they would have had this and had like a silver edge or a white edge or color matched it. But I don't think it looks as nice as something like that. Now we do have the little power button that is a little offset on the color. I'm not a big fan of that, but it is what it is. Let's test out the new radar feature, and one thing that's really cool, I think probably the coolest thing, is when you reach out for the phone, you actually see that little lock icon that pops up. So it knows that you're going for your phone, so it primes the whole array of sensors that are hidden right up here inside this forehead. That way, as soon as you pick up your phone, bam, it unlocks. That is really quick. So not only do we have, as you guys can see, this always on display, it actually unlocks for you automatically, and I really like that. Of course, with the iPhone, we do not have all of our little notifications at the top of this little bar. You have to see it at the home screen or the lock screen unless it's hidden away. So with the iPhone, they have to force you to, turn on the phone and then swipe up to get in there. Whereas with this, you have the advantage of just speed. Bam, you're right there and you can start doing whatever you wanna do. Now, just like with the face unlock that I love with the other device, we also have our new gesture-based navigation. Now, this is something I complained about with the Pixel 3. With the new software, they added this, and I love being able to go back quickly, much quicker, much more efficient, and then swipe up to get to your home screen. Now, one thing I'm really curious about is the sound quality. We no longer have those dual front firing speakers We still have a stereo setup, but let's go ahead and see how good it sounds, because that was always a strong suit of the Pixel. Interesting. Very interesting. So I hear a lot of separation. Instead of it sounding like the sound is coming from the phone, I feel like I hear the right channel separate from the left channel. It's not blending in. Definitely isn't super loud, but first impressions, not bad. The clarity is definitely there. Now Google sent us the XL version, and this thing has a really high res display, and they really were talking about how great the display is. The contrast ratio though is not as high as some others, and I maxed out the brightness right now, and it's not blindingly bright. Now it may get brighter in auto brightness modes. We'll have to check that later for our full review, but here it's pretty good when we max it out. And now let's go ahead and open up a YouTube video, and man, I really like the little navigation at the bottom, works so well. And this is, and it's an 8K HDR video. Of course we can't play back in 8K, but thankfully we can play back in 1440p 60 with HDR. And so that actually matches the panel. And here, I mean, the image looks really good. Wow, really good colors. The HDR is looking good. And as far as detail and sharpness and brightness, watching this HDR video, it looks quite good. Now, something I'm noticing is that the way the display is rounded, it is quite substantial here in the corners. It kind of stands out a little bit. And then especially having that forehead be offset with the chin, that gives it a little bit of a weird look compared to a lot of other phones. But the quality looks nice. Now, one interesting thing is the choice of having a telephoto instead of an ultra wide. I personally use the telephoto more, although I think it is more important to have an ultra wide. Of course, we have a lot of other things to take a look at. One thing that I'm very curious about is the battery life, because we have this 90 hertz display, which is part of the reason why I just felt so fluid while I was testing this, and these new gestures. We'll see how that will be affecting the 3800 milliamp hour battery. We do have a decent charger, 18-watt USB Type-C, that looks surprisingly familiar here. So that's something we're gonna be testing out. Of course, we're gonna do a wide variety of comparisons, looking at all the different aspects, and some detailed photo comparisons that you guys have seen in the past. So make sure you guys are subscribed. If you guys have any questions, ask in the comment section below. We'll try to address those in our full review that we're gonna be working on. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Max, and I will see you in the next video.